G'day YouTube, Max right here, and we have an Ethereum all-time high. We've been waiting for this for months and it's finally happened. So where do we go from here? Are we going to continue to go up? Are we going to battle the all-time high for a few weeks or months? Right here in this video, we're going to find out exactly what the possibilities are and where we're going to go. Let me know in the comments below, where do you think Ethereum is going from here? Are we going to battle the all-time high for a long time? We have stalled out. If I bring this chart back down to, let's call it the hourly, we rocketed up here, and then we've stalled out a little bit. We've spent 3.5 hours here, kind of stalled out right at that all-time high, despite the fact that it wicked through. So the question becomes, do we stay here? Do we battle it? Do we bounce off? And we're going to go through all the different options right here in this video. But before we get started, let me know where you think this is going to go. And then let me know at the end if your mind has changed after you've seen the facts in the charts. That'd be awesome. And please help me out. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. That will be awesome. So let's go back to the weekly here. There's a fair amount to discuss here with Ethereum. So let's bring it all the way back. Okay, and let's get rid of these lines. That's days gone by. We're not seeing $200 Ethereum anymore. I can assure you of that, as much as anyone can assure anyone of anything. So here we see, it's the January 2018 for Ethereum top, as opposed to the December 2017 Bitcoin top. But here it was, way over here, 1420 on this chart. It's saying 1421, and here we are. We've wicked over it. And you guys know, long-time subscribers of this channel, what a big fan I am of the cup and handle in play with the 4-year cycle. This is a much, much, much better cup than Bitcoin's cup. Bitcoin had this huge run up to 14,000 and back down before it went over to 20,000. The Ethereum's chart is a much, much neater cup. So now the question becomes, do we get the handle? We didn't get it in Bitcoin, not in a meaningful way. For those of you who don't know, the cup and handle formation is, it looks like a teacup. You get this big cup, and then you get a little handle, this little teacup, right? And so you get this movement here. We did not get it in Bitcoin, and I thought we were going to, and I thought it was going to come up here and then bounce back down here, and we'd be able to get a great price and come back up here. It did not happen in Bitcoin. Is it going to happen in Ethereum? Question. Do we get the teacup and handle here or not? Does it just, now that we just wicked through, is it just going to take a few little bits to consolidate here and then smash through on a rocket ship, exactly what Bitcoin did? Let's jump over to Bitcoin real fast and see exactly what it did. So here is the Bitcoin chart. This green line indicates the all-time high. Now, something interesting here. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Here is the all-time high, and you can see what happened. Once it went through, Bitcoin went absolutely parabolic and then found a new little consolidation period up here in the high 30s. Okay, and that's what we're in right now. And I will get to that in just a minute because it looks like we're going to break out of that very, very soon. The question is Ethereum's breakout a foreshadowing of what's happening in, is what's going to happen in Bitcoin this time? For the last few months, Bitcoin has led Ethereum. Maybe this time Ethereum is leading Bitcoin. Let's see. So that's what Bitcoin, we never got this retracement and back through for the handle for Bitcoin, okay? It just went parabolic. And now the question becomes, does Ethereum just go parabolic from its all-time high, or do we get this bounce back here and a second chance to bite at the cherry and maybe buy again back in sub 1,000? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. So, let's go back, because I mean, Bitcoin's done it all. So Ethereum is newer than Bitcoin. We've got fewer cycles to look at with Bitcoin, and it's in its infancy, and it's like first few years. I don't even look at those part of the charts. It's too weird and too wonderful to even bother about. But back in Bitcoin, let's head back to Bitcoin here. We are on the weekly, and you can see we've got this example here. In many ways, what it was, okay, I think we're on a specific, oh, here it is, there it is, it's shown up. So here was the $1,200 all-time high into December, November 2013, right? We had this beautiful cup, and then, we went away too fast. Let's get in here, just creep in or else it disappears. We have this beautiful cup, and then this big crash of a handle, right? And so we went to all-time highs and then crashed way down here below, and then it was off to races. So in many ways, Ethereum is like a cycle behind of Bitcoin. It's just doing things that Bitcoin did back then. which is a good thing because Bitcoin's with each cycle, there's only been a handful though, but in 2013, Bitcoin went up 100x. In 2017, Bitcoin went up 25x. Right now, that's only 2 data points, so grain of salt. But the question is, that is descending. It is a lower volume, and it is what you would expect as the volume gets bigger. Meaning, as the market cap gets bigger, it's harder to move the price, so the volatility goes down. So Ethereum's volatility is probably still is what it is. There's no doubt it is higher than Bitcoin's. So we're probably going to see higher ROI for Ethereum this year. We did last year, and we're probably going to do it again this year. But now, does that the idea of Ethereum being behind a full cycle for Bitcoin, does that count for this chart here? Are we likely to do a cup and handle like Bitcoin did? Or are we going to be more like Bitcoin's move this year, which is as soon as you break that all-time high, you're off to the races? And you can see here's the Bitcoin chart still. Here's this big dent in the cup I talked about, which kind of messed up the cup pattern. But Ethereum did not have that. Ethereum has got a little one here, but this cup is really picture perfect. I mean, just symmetrical, beautiful. It's just a gorgeous cup. So, I don't know. Does it repeat the previous cycle and do a cup and handle, or does it just go parabolic from here? All right, I've laid out a couple of issues there for you. Now let me share with you my thoughts. And here's just me totally putting my reputation on the line, but this is what I do. I make predictions all the time, and with a fair amount of accuracy, they come true. But I think this time Ethereum is not going to have a major pullback. If it does, it will be led. It will be led by Bitcoin. If Bitcoin has a major pullback from up here at 40,000, then Ethereum will pull back and it will look like a handle. Pardon me. But it will be Bitcoin leading it. If Bitcoin just stays where it is around this high 30s mark for a few more weeks, or Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum is going to follow it up. The only case Ethereum goes down is if Bitcoin leads it down. That's my prediction, right? So I hope you've got your bags packed, your big bagfuls of Ethereum. I think we are very, very likely to move here in the upwards direction, but that depends big time on blockchain, on Bitcoin. So let's go back and check it out, because I gave a trade alert a couple of days ago. What's happening here? Why is auto not working? There we go. That's what we wanted to see. This is the weekly. I mean, even on the weekly. So this is the first one since breaking the all-time high where it's really tried to consolidate. So Bitcoin's been getting a bit boring. So I think, by the way, why is Ethereum going nuts right now? I think there's two reasons. One, Bitcoin is boring. When Bitcoin is boring, traders get bored and go look for delta, and they go and look in altcoins. And so then all of a sudden you just go, all the altcoins look good, which is what we're seeing. But there's another reason. I think it's a tax play. Traditionally, Ethereum is very, very good against Bitcoin in January. January is Ethereum's month. Ethereum has a love affair with January. Why? We can speculate. Here's my guess. If you're holding Bitcoin and it's gone up for a big chunk, and you want to say, oh, you know what, I want to change my portfolio a little bit and rebalance it a little bit. So yeah, okay, Bitcoin went up or whatever, or I think Ethereum's going to have a stellar year and I want to get into Ethereum. What do I have to do? If you do it in December, what you're going to do, you're going to declare, you're going to sell your Bitcoin and go into Ethereum. What that means is you are declaring a profit. You are, what's the word? You are realizing a gain in Bitcoin, and then you can go and buy your Ethereum. But within 4 months, in April, you got to pay the IRS those gains. Whereas if you wait till January to cash out of your Bitcoin and then go and buy your Ethereum, now you still realize those gains in Bitcoin, but now you don't owe the IRS for 14 months, 16 months. Okay? So you get to hold your profits and hold them in Ethereum for so much longer, right? So that is my way. I think Ethereum always does well against Bitcoin. In December, it's a little bit quiet. Bitcoin steals the show because it's a great time to accumulate, but not a good time to sell Bitcoin for the tax reasons. You jump into January, now it's a great time to rebalance your portfolio tax-wise, and a lot of pressure that built up in December is released, and you can go and start acquiring. You can be selling Bitcoin, and you can be acquiring Ethereum with the biggest bang for your buck, with the time value of money, because you get to hold your gains for a whole extra year. right? So this time of the year, there's always some crazy things where stuff happens that you're like, oh wow, that was wild. But back to the question at hand. Here we are. Let's bring it into the hourly now. And here is the chart. So Bitcoin has been putting in this big symmetrical triangle here. And the last 10 symmetrical triangles Bitcoin's put in, it's exploded to the upside. The breakout has been to the upside. Now, I think it was over here somewhere. 2 days ago, I gave you a trade alert video, which was saying this symmetrical triangle is being formed, and I posted this. It's like, I don't know exactly where we're going to break out. So where the buy point is depends on where the breakout is, right? But back here, I predicted that the breakout would be somewhere here around this line, right? It could be a little bit forward, could be a little bit back, but at some point, I think Bitcoin is going to break above this line. If it breaks below this line, I'm not shorting Bitcoin. I'm not going to worry about it. I only care about it breaking to the upside, right? And so if we see this, and there's a reasonable guess as to say that it will happen, but we've got to watch it. If this breaks to the upside, I think you'll see in very short order, you will see Ethereum follow. If it even has, it might just push through right now and keep climbing. But if it sort of holds at this all-time high, right where it's at now, this $1,400 mark, then it'll be Bitcoin that drags it through, if Ethereum slows down at all, right? So that is my prediction. Watch Bitcoin like a hawk. It'll tell you what Ethereum is going to do in the near future. My personal opinion, I don't see Ethereum retracing unless Bitcoin retraces. So maybe this is where you actually have an alert set where if Bitcoin breaks down below this trend line, if you wanted to enter an Ethereum position now, my stop loss, my hesitation would be right here. If Bitcoin breaks down, that's my warning that Ethereum is going to break down. Because right now it's hard to, you're in an all-time high territory, right? How do you, over here in Ethereum, how do you chart this? We're on the weekly, but let's go into the hourly, I guess. But at the all-time high, how do you chart this? I mean, well, you've got a good trend line here. All right, you got a strong head with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points here. And what do you know? Even a wick, right? So maybe you don't want to have that stop loss all the way down here below this $1,200 mark for Ethereum. I mean, that is a significant, from $1,400 to $1,200 is a significant move. It's about 15% move. You don't want to have your stop loss that far away, right? So, and where else do you put it? Maybe at this peak, But I think the more accurate, and actually it's quite close, it's like you'll be able to get out of the trade quickly. The more accurate thing to measure your stop loss on and when to abandon a trade of Ethereum going along, if you wanted to, is if Bitcoin broke down below this trend line, right? So guys, let me know in the comments below. Is Ethereum going to keep going north? Is it just going to explode like Bitcoin? Is it going to pull back, have a cup and handle? We're going to consolidate here at $1,400 for a little while. Bitcoin only consolidated at its all-time high of 20,000 for what was it, about 2 weeks? Or was it even that? Let's go back to the daily. Let's come in here. And we right here. Let's just take this measure. Hits the all-time high, but doesn't break through for 20 days. 20 days, right? That's how long it took. So almost 3 weeks for Bitcoin. Does Ethereum loiter here for 3 weeks? I don't know. I think I think it might even like to. Just that's what at all-time highs. That's like things want to do. But I think Bitcoin is just going to drag it on. I think Bitcoin's going to explode north, and I think it's going to drag Ethereum with it in the hours, days, maybe even a week later. It'll drag Ethereum. So I don't think Ethereum is going to be sleeping for too long. It's on a tear, and it's not showing any signs of relenting just yet. All right, guys, please like. If you like this content, please subscribe to the video. This is the kind of stuff we do, all kinds of Bitcoin stuff. Today it was technical analysis. Today it was a little bit of charting, but we do news, we do philosophy, we do everything crypto. It's a super fun channel. So please go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to make sure you get all the notifications, and that like button. And guys, I'll see you soon.